Hi, this is John with One Lens 2, and welcome to episode 4 of my Zoom Variety series. Today I'd like to show you a new set of 10 super zoom videos and pictures, taken with the Nikon COOLPIX P1000 super zoom camera. Let's start this episode with a house. Why are we looking at a house? Well, because this house is on top of a really tall building on the other side of San Diego Bay. That house is actually the penthouse on top of the Park Place building in downtown San Diego, California, in the United States. There are a couple of roller coasters in this picture. We're going to zoom in on this one. The Electric Eel roller coaster at SeaWorld San Diego, which is 150 feet or 46 meters tall. We're zooming into the track with pictures, and then we'll zoom out with video once a roller coaster train comes into view. And here we are at the P1000's maximum optical focal length of 3,000 millimeters. We're about half a mile, or 3/4 of a kilometer, away from the roller coaster. This train doesn't have any people on it. But it's the only zoom video I was able to get, so we're gonna roll with it. There's a great egret out there on this shallow lake. Does anyone know why egrets never stand still when you're trying to capture them on video? I mean, do they know when I press the record button? This is the Grumman A6E intruder on the deck of the USS Midway Aircraft Carrier Museum. The plane fills the entire video frame, but we're not standing next to it on the USS Midway, and we're not even on a nearby boat. We're across the bay on Coronado Island, about 3/4 of a mile or 1.3 kilometers away. Zoom number 5 is the Air Traffic Control Tower at Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, Arizona. The Sky Harbor Tower is pretty tall, at 300 feet or 91 meters. The tower is 3 3/4 miles or just over 6 kilometers away. Next, let's look up at the sky. Here's the moon. And here's an annoying streetlight. We'll start out with a zoom into a normal view of the moon, just to show how close we can get. And now, let's check out the September 17th, 2024 partial lunar eclipse. According to the NASA website, we're looking at about 8% of the moon covered by the Earth's direct shadow. In this super zoom video, we're zooming in on a boat in San Diego Bay from high up at the Cabrillo National Monument Visitor Center. There are some great views from up here, so if you have a super zoom camera and you're near this national park, then I highly recommend that you consider heading up there. Alright, can we talk about wind? We're here at Mount Soledad Memorial Park in San Diego. It's got great views, but it's really windy. And if you have a camera with a long telephoto lens, then wind is not your friend. Even when using a relatively sturdy tripod, watch what happens when we zoom in to a focal length of 3,000 millimeters. That wind is causing some serious image vibration. But there is a way to salvage windy footage. The wind is still vibrating the camera, but I applied some image stabilization in my video editing software in post-production. Nice! Let's see how close we can get to this Airbus A330 that's flying over the SeaWorld theme park. This Hawaiian Airlines flight just took off from San Diego International Airport. It looks like it's on a normal flight path, which means it's probably flying at an altitude of just over 2,000 feet or 610 meters. And it's probably traveling at around 200 knots, which is 230 miles an hour or 370 kilometers per hour. The plane is most likely on its way to Honolulu in Hawaii, so that means I wish I was on it. Ooh, look, this prickly pear cactus is blooming. Let's get a closer look. Once a year, prickly pear cacti produce these little fruits, which can be red like these or yellow. And you can eat them. They're actually used in jams and jellies. I came back to this prickly pear cactus a few weeks later and snapped this picture at 3000 millimeter. The P1000's pictures are larger than this 4K video, so I had to scale them down to fit them on the screen. If I show the picture at its full size, it expands off the screen and we get an even closer view. Well, there you have it. 10 more things from the water in San Diego to the desert in Phoenix that you can zoom in on with a super zoom camera. See you in the next Super Zoom Variety episode.